Benjamin Sesko is making his move to the Premier League very soon. Which club is it going to be? Who knows? So today, the big news dropped that Manchester United have submitted an official bid, 75 million plus 10 for Benjamin Sesko. Newcastle yesterday sent the bid, 80 million plus 10 for Benjamin Sesko. And I think United's bid is very significant in where he's going to go. So they bid 5 million under what Newcastle are going to spend. And recently they've been saying that they're only going to go in for the player if he makes it clear to them that he wants them, that he's preferred them. Maybe he hasn't said outright that he does prefer them, but I think the fact that they've bid under and not match what Newcastle has put in shows that they have a little more leverage in the situation. The player prefers them to Newcastle, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to go to Newcastle. So I think them moving for him now is huge and very sad news for Newcastle fans. It would be the third player you lose out to United to. And this guy is a top talent. I think I looked into him a good amount when he was linked to Arsenal. I think this guy physically has all the characteristics of one of the best athletes in the sport, let alone players. But he still has a lot to work on. His link up is decent. He can link up with people. He can drop in. He's quick. He can take people on. He's got solid control. But his finishing leaves a bit to be desired. He can strike the ball phenomenally. He can hit it hard without even really doing a lot. I think he the way he just generates power, I think is very impressive. But he can't pick out a corner a lot of the times. He doesn't finish a lot of his chances. I know his conversion rate will say otherwise, but it's not at a phenomenal level. I think he does need to improve that. And to be fair, he's only 22 years old. He could improve that a lot in the Premier League, but I think going to United is a lot of pressure, and maybe that makes him want to go more. The stature of the club, the pressure they hold, and the fact there's no real competition for a spot. I mean, there's no competition either way at Newcastle, but even without Champions League, Europe at all, it's impressive that United can still attract someone like this. Even if they don't get him over the line, he's definitely interested in joining the club. As for Newcastle, I think this is the better option for him to go for his development. I think there's way less pressure. You have a team that's centered around you. They have a lot of really good playmakers. They have one of the best midfields behind them. Probably the best left winger currently in the league in Anthony Gordon and Anthony Lango, who's someone extremely quick, very good on the break, and can find you. He could take on a man. He could set you up for an easy tap in, which is something that Sesko does very well. His box movement is very well. This team can also whip in a lot of crosses for him. They are one of the better teams when it came to set pieces, and that's important. That's goals. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Goals are goals, and all these things I think make his development a little more encouraging. They are able to develop players like Isak. They're willing to give these players a little bit more time, and I don't think they'll be as upset being used as a stepping stone as a United would be, because it seems like Sesko wanted to use Arsenal as a stepping stone when he allegedly wanted a release clause in his contract, and he seems like he wants to go up another level from Newcastle, maybe in 3 years, because that's how long it took for Isak to reach the current level he's at. Newcastle are a way better team. They've brought in way better players, and he wants to stay, and that's great for him because they are on the up and up. They are going to be in the Champions League this year. You are going to be able to play at the highest level, but they could also not be there yet. They could also not be ready yet because this ownership is still relatively new. This team still has to build up its revenue. It still has to build up, maybe not its culture, but its notoriety as being a team you can go to and compete for the Prem, Champions League, even a Europa League or cups consistently, because they have been to 2 cup finals. They've been to 2 Carabao Cup finals in the last 3 years. Won one of them, obviously. Phenomenal job this year. But the year in between, they fell off a cliff when they had Champions League. They were in a tough group. They did have to play top-level European sides. But you got to be able to compete with these teams if you want to be successful. You want to be at the level of Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, teams that are winning the major trophies. Even I guess you could say Arsenal, even though they haven't won the major trophies, but they are competing for them. It takes time. It's not something you can just throw money at, especially with FFP, and just be at that level. And it's not like people really want to go to Newcastle as a city. It's so out of the way. I think people talk about it. It seems like a great city, and I don't think this is a huge characteristic in when it comes to players making their minds up, but it also is a factor if you think that Chelsea and Newcastle, you want to go to both of them, you're about even on both of them. Most people would prefer to go to London. And obviously, there's history behind Chelsea, but all these things play a factor. So, regardless of that, I think Newcastle is a better place for him to develop. He's very raw, and he has the physical attributes to be one of the best strikers in the world. I think Newcastle would be a team that is really good developing that. United, on the other hand, is a way more of a question mark. They were so poor last year. If Amarin starts off rough, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the team. There's going to be a lot of media coverage. People are going to talk about Sesko if he doesn't score goals. And the manager could be gone. And then it's like, well, what if I only came here because Amarin wanted me, and now there's a new manager coming in and he doesn't want me. He wants Ali Watkins or Mateta or someone else. Who knows? So I think Newcastle is a safer option. You still get to play at the top level. You could probably get a little bit more wages out of them, I think, because they'll have the ESAC money coming in. And they're a better team than United right now. But United are Manchester United at the end of the day, and they've bolstered their attack a lot. You have Bruno, who's one of the best playmakers behind him. You have Mbeumo Acuna, who are phenomenal playmakers and goal scorers, so they could take that burden off your shoulders a little bit. But can he handle the pressure of playing in the Premier League at Manchester United? There was the rumors before coming into Arsenal that he wasn't even confident he could displace Kai Havertz. And if you think like that, I think I would question your confidence, because Kai Havertz is not an elite level striker. He's not a top level striker. He's a good 13 goals a season striker, which is the level that Sesko's already at. So if you can't beat someone on your level, like, how do I expect you to make the next step? So yeah, news been pretty slow recently. Not a lot of transfer talk other than Sesko and Isak and smaller transfers here and there. But when there's updates about the Isak deal, like serious updates, not just Fabrizio tweeting every 10 minutes to get engagement, I'll cover that. If Liverpool walk away or make a second bid, if a bid for Eze comes in for Arsenal because it's someone we've been heavily linked to, I'll talk about that. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. If Sesko comes in, Isak is 100% going. If he doesn't come in, wouldn't be surprised if Isak stays. That's a final little point in this video. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.